In a land where the flowers bloomed with laughter and the butterflies whispered secrets to the wind, there existed a magical garden hidden away from the world. This garden was a place of wonder and enchantment, known only to those who believed in the magic of the natural world. One sunny afternoon, a curious little girl named Emily stumbled upon this secret garden while exploring the woods near her home. As she pushed aside the branches and stepped into the garden, she gasped in awe at the sight that greeted her. Everywhere she looked, there were flowers of every color imaginable, their petals shimmering in the sunlight like precious jewels. Butterflies flitted from flower to flower, their wings painted with patterns that seemed to dance in the breeze. But the most magical sight of all was a small clearing in the center of the garden, where a table adorned with a lace tablecloth and delicate teacups sat beneath the shade of a towering oak tree. It was as if the garden had been waiting just for her. With a sense of wonder, Emily approached the table and took a seat, feeling as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. As she reached for a teacup, she heard a soft voice whispering from the shadows. "Welcome, dear child," said a tiny voice. "We've been expecting you." Startled, Emily looked around and saw a group of tiny creatures emerging from the foliage. Fairies with wings like gossamer and elves with pointed ears. They were the guardians of the secret garden, and they had prepared a special tea party just for her. As Emily sipped her tea and nibbled on delicate pastries, the creatures regaled her with tales of their adventures in the garden, from dancing with fireflies to picnicking with the squirrels. They spoke of the importance of kindness and friendship, and of the magic that dwelled within each and every one of them. As the sun began to set and the shadows lengthened, Emily knew that it was time to leave the secret garden and return home. But as she bid farewell to her new friends, she promised to visit them again soon, for she knew that the magic of the garden would always be with her wherever she went. And as she stepped out of the garden and back into the world, she carried with her the memories of her secret tea party and the knowledge that sometimes the most magical adventures are the ones that are shared with friends. In the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered secrets and the flowers danced in the moonlight, there existed a magical meadow known as Moonlit Meadow. This enchanted place was home to a group of gentle creatures known as the Moonlight Elves. Every night, as the stars painted the sky with their soft glow, the Moonlight Elves would gather in the meadow to sing songs of joy and enchantment. Their voices, like silver bells in the night, filled the air with a melody that touched the hearts of all who heard it. One evening, as the moon rose high above the treetops, a young girl named Lily wandered into Moonlit Meadow. Entranced by the beauty of the elves' song, she tiptoed closer, her eyes wide with wonder. As the elves noticed Lily's presence, they smiled and beckoned her to join them. Lily hesitated at first, unsure if she belonged among these magical creatures, but the kindness in their eyes encouraged her to take a step forward. With a voice as clear as a bell, Lily joined her voice with the elves, singing along to the enchanting melody. Together, they wove a tapestry of sound that echoed through the forest, filling every corner with warmth and light. As they sang, Lily felt a sense of belonging wash over her, as if she had finally found a place where she truly belonged. And as the last notes of the song faded into the night, she knew that she would always carry the memory of this magical moment in her heart. As Lily bid farewell to the moonlight elves and made her way back home, she reflected on the lesson she had learned that night. That true magic lies not in spells or potions, but in the beauty of friendship and the power of song to unite even the most unlikely of companions. And as she drifted off to sleep, the echoes of the elves' song lingered in her dreams, filling her heart with a sense of wonder and joy that would stay with her forever. For in moonlit meadow, amidst the twinkling stars and shimmering moonlight, Lily had found a glimpse of true magic, and it was more beautiful than she could have ever imagined. In a land where the trees whispered ancient secrets and the stars twinkled with mischief, there stood a towering wizard's tower at the edge of a sprawling forest. This tower, with its spiraling turrets and shimmering windows, was home to a wise and kind wizard named Merlin. Merlin was known far and wide for his magical prowess and his willingness to help those in need. He spent his days studying ancient tomes and brewing potions, always ready to lend a helping hand to anyone who sought his aid. One sunny morning, a curious young girl named Sarah ventured into the forest, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She had heard tales of Merlin and his magical tower and longed to see it for herself. As Sarah approached the tower, she marveled at its grandeur, the sunlight catching on the windows like shards of crystal. With a sense of wonder, she reached out and pushed open the heavy wooden door, stepping inside the tower with a sense of anticipation. Inside, the tower was filled with the warm glow of candlelight and the scent of exotic herbs. Books lined the shelves, their spines cracked with age, and strange potions bubbled away in cauldrons set over crackling fires. As Sarah explored the tower, she stumbled upon a dusty old tome hidden away in a corner. With trembling hands, she opened the book and began to read, the words dancing before her eyes like magic. The book told of an ancient treasure hidden deep within the heart of the forest, a treasure that held the power to grant any wish to those who possessed it. Excited by the prospect of adventure, Sarah set out to find the treasure, her heart filled with determination. As she journeyed deeper into the forest, Sarah encountered challenges that tested her courage and resourcefulness. She braved dark caves filled with twisting tunnels, crossed rickety bridges over rushing rivers, and outwitted cunning creatures who sought to thwart her quest. But with each obstacle she overcame, Sarah grew stronger and more determined, her resolve unwavering. And as she reached the heart of the forest, she discovered the treasure she had been seeking. Not gold or jewels, but a simple crystal that shimmered with an otherworldly light. With a grateful heart, Sarah returned to Merlin's tower, the crystal clutched tightly in her hand. As she presented it to the wizard, he smiled and nodded, his eyes twinkling with pride. "You have proven yourself to be brave and true," he said. "And in doing so, you have discovered the greatest treasure of all, the power that lies within your own heart." And as Sarah left the tower, her heart filled with joy and wonder, She knew that no matter where her adventures may take her, she would always carry the lessons she had learned in the wizard's tower with her. For in the end, it was not the treasure itself that mattered, but the journey and the friendships she had made along the way. In a faraway kingdom, where the night sky sparkled with countless stars, there lived a young girl named Lily. Lily had a heart as pure as the morning dew and eyes that twinkled like the stars above. She dreamed of magical adventures and wished upon every shooting star that crossed the sky. One night, as Lily gazed up at the heavens, she spotted the brightest star she had ever seen. With a hopeful heart, she closed her eyes and made a wish with all her might. "I wish to visit the magical world beyond the stars," she whispered to the night. To her astonishment, the star began to shimmer and glow, growing brighter and brighter until it illuminated the entire kingdom with its brilliance. And then, with a flash of light, Lily found herself soaring through the night sky, carried by the gentle currents of stardust. When she opened her eyes, Lily found herself in a world unlike any she had ever seen. The sky was a tapestry of swirling colors, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of dreams. She had arrived in the magical world beyond the stars. As Lily explored this wondrous realm, she encountered creatures of all shapes and sizes, from graceful unicorns with horns that glowed with starlight to mischievous sprites that danced on the breeze. Everywhere she looked, there was beauty and wonder beyond imagination. But amidst the enchantment of her surroundings, Lily noticed a shadow lurking in the corners of the sky, a dark cloud that threatened to extinguish the stars and plunge the world into darkness. Determined to save the magical world, Lily set out on a quest to find the source of the darkness and banish it once and for all. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and perseverance. From treacherous paths lined with thorns to towering mountains shrouded in mist. But with each obstacle she overcame, Lily grew stronger and more determined. And when she finally reached the source of the darkness, a fearsome dragon with eyes as black as night, she faced it head on, her heart filled with bravery and hope. With a mighty roar, the dragon unleashed its fury, but Lily stood her ground, her spirit shining as bright as the stars above. And as she reached out and touched the dragon's heart with kindness and compassion, she watched in awe as the darkness began to fade away, replaced by the gentle glow of starlight. With the darkness banished and the magical world saved, Lily bid farewell to her new friends and returned home, her heart filled with the warmth of her adventures. In a land where the stars danced in the sky and the moon sang lullabies to the earth, there stood a magical carousel in the heart of a vibrant carnival. This carousel, with its sparkling lights and shimmering horses, was unlike any other, for it had the power to transport its riders to enchanted worlds beyond imagination. One sunny afternoon, a young girl named Emily visited the carnival with her family. As she gazed in wonder at the carousel, her eyes widened with excitement. She longed to take a ride on the magical carousel and explore the realms it could whisk her away to. With a gleeful laugh, Emily climbed onto one of the carousel's ornate horses and held tight as the carousel began to spin. As the music swirled around her, she closed her eyes and made a wish to be taken on the most magical adventure of her life. To her amazement, the carousel responded to her wish, its magic coming to life in a dazzling display of light and color. With a whoosh, Emily felt herself lifted off her horse and carried away on a whirlwind journey through the stars. As the carousel spun faster and faster, Emily found herself soaring through the sky, passing by planets and galaxies she had only ever dreamed of. She laughed with delight as she chased shooting stars and danced with moonbeams, her heart filled with joy. But amidst the wonder of her journey, Emily noticed a dark cloud looming on the horizon, a shadow of doubt and fear that threatened to dim the light of her adventure. With a determined spirit, she reached out and banished the darkness with a wave of her hand, replacing it with a warm glow of hope and courage. As the carousel slowed to a gentle stop, Emily found herself back at the carnival, her heart racing with excitement. With a grateful smile, she thanked the carousel for the magical adventure it had taken her on and stepped off, her spirit soaring with newfound confidence. And as she reunited with her family and continued her day at the carnival, Emily knew that no matter where life's journey may take her, she would always carry the magic of the enchanted carousel ride in her heart. For in the end, it was the power of imagination and belief that truly made her dreams come alive. In a land where the moon smiled down upon the earth and the stars twinkled like diamonds in the sky, there existed a magical forest known as Starlight Grove. This enchanted forest was a place of wonder and beauty, where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the flowers danced under the moonlight. One warm summer evening, a group of woodland creatures gathered in Starlight Grove for a special occasion, a starry night picnic beneath the shimmering sky. Among them were Bella the bunny, Sammy the squirrel, and Oliver the owl, each one eager to enjoy the magic of the night. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to appear, the friends spread out a checkered blanket and unpacked their picnic feast. There were sandwiches made with bread as soft as clouds, berries as sweet as candy, and cookies as golden as the moon. With laughter and chatter filling the air, the friends shared stories of their adventures and dreams for the future. They talked of soaring through the sky on wings of silver and diving into the depths of the ocean to explore its hidden wonders. But as the night wore on and the stars twinkled overhead, Bella noticed a dark cloud beginning to form in the sky. With a furrowed brow, she pointed it out to her friends, concern etched on her face. Oliver, the wise old owl, hooted softly and flew up to investigate. With a keen eye, he discovered that the cloud was not just any ordinary cloud. It was a cloud of negativity and doubt, threatening to dim the light of the stars and cast a shadow over the forest. Determined to banish the darkness and restore the magic of the night, the friends joined hands and began to sing a song of hope and joy. Their voices, like a gentle breeze in the night, carried their message of love and friendship far and wide. As they sang, the cloud began to dissipate, its dark tendrils fading away like mist in the morning sun. And as the last note of their song echoed through the forest, the stars shone brighter than ever before, filling the night sky with their radiant glow. With smiles on their faces and warmth in their hearts, the friends finished their picnic and bid each other good night. And as they drifted off to sleep beneath the starlit sky, they knew that no matter what challenges they may face, the power of love and friendship would always light their way through the darkest of nights. Once upon a time, in a land where the trees whispered secrets and the rivers sang sweet melodies, there existed a hidden wonder known as Crystal Cave. This magical cave, hidden deep within the heart of the forest, was filled with shimmering crystals of every color imaginable. In this enchanted land, there lived a young girl named Lily, with eyes as bright as the morning sun and a heart as pure as the crystals themselves. Lily loved to explore the wonders of the forest, from the towering trees to the babbling brooks. But she had always dreamed of discovering something truly magical. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through the forest, Lily stumbled upon a hidden entrance tucked away behind a curtain of vines. Curious to see what lay beyond, she pushed aside the vines and stepped into the darkness of the cave. To her amazement, the cave was filled with crystals that glowed with an ethereal light, casting shimmering rainbows across the walls. Lily gasped in awe at the beauty that surrounded her, feeling as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. As she explored deeper into the cave, Lily came across a crystal unlike any she had ever seen before, a crystal that pulsed with a warm, inviting glow. With trembling hands, she reached out and touched the crystal, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins. Suddenly, the crystal began to glow even brighter, illuminating the cave with its radiant light. And as Lily watched in wonder, she heard a soft voice whispering in her ear. "Do not be afraid, little one," said the voice, "for you have discovered the heart of the Crystal Cave, a place of magic and wonder beyond imagination." With a sense of wonder and excitement, Lily followed the voice deeper into the cave, her heart filled with anticipation. And as she rounded a corner, she stumbled upon a hidden chamber filled with treasures beyond her wildest dreams, jewels that sparkled like stars and crystals that danced with light. But amidst the beauty of the treasures, Lily noticed a small creature huddled in the corner, its eyes filled with sadness. With a gentle touch, she reached out to the creature and spoke words of comfort, her heart overflowing with compassion. To her surprise, the creature transformed before her eyes into a beautiful fairy, her wings shimmering with the light of the crystals. With a grateful smile, the fairy thanked Lily for her kindness and offered her a gift, a crystal that contained the purest essence of magic. With a grateful heart, Lily accepted the gift and bid farewell to the Crystal Cave, knowing that she would always carry its magic with her wherever she went. And as she stepped back into the sunlight, she knew that the greatest treasure of all was not the crystals or jewels, but the kindness and compassion that filled her heart. In a land where the moonbeams danced on the surface of crystal clear lakes and the stars twinkled with mischief, there stood a magnificent castle nestled atop a hill. Inside this castle, there hung a mirror unlike any other. A magical mirror with the power to reflect not just the physical appearance, but the innermost thoughts and feelings of those who gazed into it. The mirror had been a cherished heirloom passed down through generations of royalty, its secrets known only to those who understood its true power. Among the castle's inhabitants was a young princess named Amelia, with eyes as bright as sapphires and a heart as pure as gold. Amelia had always been fascinated by the mirror, spending hours gazing into its depths and wondering what secrets it held. But as she grew older, she began to notice something troubling. The mirror seemed to reflect not just her appearance, but her innermost doubts and insecurities as well. One day, as she stood before the mirror, Amelia whispered a question into its depths. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I truly worthy of it all?" To her surprise, the mirror responded with a voice as soft as a whisper on the wind. "Dear princess, the answer lies not in the mirror, but within your heart. For true worthiness is not measured by outward appearances, but by the kindness and compassion that dwell within." With those words echoing in her mind, Amelia set out on a journey to discover the true meaning of worthiness. Along the way, she encountered challenges that tested her courage and determination, from treacherous paths lined with thorns to towering mountains that seemed impossible to climb. But with each obstacle she overcame, Amelia grew stronger and more confident, her heart filled with the knowledge that true worthiness could not be found in a mirror, but in the actions and choices that defined her character. And as she returned to the castle, her spirit soaring with newfound wisdom, she stood before the mirror once more and whispered a question into its depths. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" This time, the mirror responded, not with reflections of doubt and insecurity, but with images of kindness and compassion, images that reflected the true beauty of Amelia's heart. With a smile on her face and a lightness in her step, Amelia realized that she had found the answer she had been searching for all along. For in the end, true worthiness was not measured by outward appearances, but by the goodness that dwelled within, and that was the greatest magic of all. In a land where the leaves whispered secrets and the flowers sang melodies, there lay the hidden realm of the elf kingdom. This magical kingdom was home to the elves, gentle creatures who danced in the moonlight and tended to the beauty of the forest. One day, as the golden sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, the elves of the kingdom gathered for a special occasion, the Elf Kingdom Ball. It was a grand celebration held once a year to honor the harmony of nature and the bonds of friendship. In the heart of the enchanted forest, beneath the branches of the ancient trees, the elves adorned themselves in their finest attire. Dresses woven from moonbeams and suits made of starlight. They danced and twirled in circles, their laughter echoing through the night like music. Among the revelers was a young elf named Lily, with eyes as bright as emeralds and a spirit as free as the wind. Lily had always dreamed of attending the Elf Kingdom Ball, and now, as she danced under the twinkling stars, Her heart was filled with joy. But amidst the festivities, Lily noticed a lone elf standing on the edge of the clearing, his eyes filled with sadness. Curious, she approached him and asked what troubled him so. The elf, whose name was Finn, sighed and explained that he had lost his favorite possession, a magical flute that had been passed down through his family for generations. Without it, he felt incomplete, unable to fully join in the celebration. Determined to help her friend, Lily gathered the other elves, and together they searched high and low for Finn's flute. They combed through the forest, turning over leaves and peering beneath bushes, their hearts filled with hope. Finally, just as the moon reached its highest point in the sky, Lily spotted a glimmer of silver hidden among the roots of an ancient oak tree. With a cry of delight, she reached down and pulled out the flute, its melody filling the air with sweet music. With tears of joy in his eyes, Finn took the flute and began to play, his fingers dancing over the silver keys with practiced ease. And as the music swirled around them, the elves joined hands and danced in a circle, their hearts filled with gratitude and happiness. As the night came to a close and the stars began to fade, Lily realized the true magic of the Elf Kingdom Ball. Not just the music and dancing, but the bonds of friendship and the joy of helping others in need. And as she drifted off to sleep beneath the canopy of trees, she knew that she would always treasure the memories of this magical night in the Elf Kingdom. In a land where the mountains kissed the sky and the rivers sparkled with hidden gems, there lived a friendly dragon named Draco. Draco was not like other dragons. He was kind-hearted and curious, with scales as bright as emeralds and wings as strong as steel. One sunny morning, as Draco soared through the clouds, he spotted something glimmering in the distance, a treasure map fluttering in the breeze. With a curious tilt of his head, Draco swooped down and snatched up the map in his claws, his heart pounding with excitement. The map led Draco on a grand adventure through the land, from misty forests to winding rivers and towering mountains. Along the way, he encountered challenges that tested his courage and determination, from treacherous ravines to dark caves filled with mysterious creatures. But Draco was undeterred, his spirit soaring with the thrill of the hunt. For he knew that the greatest treasure of all was not gold or jewels, but the joy of the journey and the bonds of friendship he forged along the way. As Draco followed the map to its final destination, he discovered a hidden cave nestled at the foot of a towering mountain. With a flutter of his wings, he landed gracefully at the cave entrance and stepped inside, his heart racing with anticipation. To his amazement, the cave was filled with treasures beyond his wildest dreams, piles of glittering jewels, chests overflowing with gold, and precious artifacts from times long forgotten. But amidst the riches, Draco noticed something else, a small, glowing crystal nestled in the corner of the cave, its light pulsing with magic. With a curious tilt of his head, Draco approached the crystal and reached out to touch it, feeling a surge of energy course through his veins. Suddenly, crystal began to glow even brighter, illuminating the cave with its radiant light. And as Draco gazed into the crystal, he saw not just his own reflection, but the reflections of all the creatures he had met on his journey, the friends he had made, and the challenges he had overcome. And in that moment, he realized that the true treasure was not the riches he had found, but the memories he had created and the lessons he had learned along the way. With a grateful heart, Draco bid farewell to the cave and set off into the sky, his wings carrying him home to share his tales of adventure with his friends. And as he soared through the clouds, he knew that no matter where his adventures may take him, the magic of the journey would always live on in his heart.